If you didn't know, Discord roleplay usually entails people sitting down and writing character-to-character interactions. A Discord roleplay can have anywhere between 2 to 20 to 200 active writers. In the server I was a part of, 15 to 30 people submitted an application of their character to server moderators. A set number of submitted applications are accepted into the game, and after a week or two of planning for around 5 chapters of gameplay, the game is put into motion. Throughout all of high school, I was a Discord moderator. Not just any Discord moderator, a Danganronpa roleplay Discord moderator. Here are the murders I wrote. Here's some of the art I've made for these murders. I've learned so many things from Discord roleplaying, and I've never had the chance to talk about them academically, and I never will again. For my show and tell, I am sharing what I learned about writing murder mysteries through the interactive media of Discord roleplaying. Part 1. Writing the murder. The Discord servers run by fans often follow a similar format to the actual game. 16 or more students are trapped in a killing game and are given a motive to kill each other secretly. Someone who gets away with murder gets to leave, and those that don't find the secret murderer dies. Each chapter of the game is separated by a killing, and so the environment of these games were made for murder mysteries. And here's my workflow on what to detail out when writing a murder. Characters, locations, motives, and timeline. With characters, you want to make sure the murder is unique to your killer and your victim. Danganronpa's main gimmick is the concept of an ultimate, a high schooler who is ridiculously good at one exclusive thing. Original characters for Danganronpa games always have a unique talent as well, so to start, set a limit of what only your killer and your victim can do. Location is the physical environment of the crime. In Discord games I was a part of, different channels were locations and virtual crime scenes. Each of them had a brief description of what was in the room. Chandeliers, large bookshelves, exposed wires. Think about what tools are available for the victim and the killer. Motives are what drives the metaphorical knife. Keep in mind the limitations of each character. What will push them beyond their limits? What driving force will make them act out of character reasonably? When all three are established, you can put together a rough timeline. Keep asking questions. Is the killing premeditated? Where does it happen? Does it go according to plan? What does the killer do afterwards, and what do they forget? Part 2. Putting the murder into a play format. Now that you have the components of a murder mystery, you can put it together. Once again, my workflow goes like this. In order, create questions, evidence, and room descriptions. The first step is to create a set of questions your players must answer to solve the mystery. Go through your timeline and change each action into a question. When you have those questions, turn them into written evidence. How did the killer escape? Can be prompted with a piece of evidence stating that the common exit was blocked. Then answer this question with another piece of evidence. The killer jumped off the roof can be turned into a piece of evidence that states a bush underneath the window is crushed. In a written medium like Discord, everything has to be described, so by describing something about the crime in a written format, the players immediately know that this is important to the crime. Finally, where and how is your evidence found? In a room? Withheld by a person? Locked behind a puzzle? Think about how you'll hook your players into finding these pieces of the puzzle, because without the obvious visual cues, information must be objective. If you're adapting anything from my epic tutorial into a tabletop format, I recommend uploading found evidence to a place that your players can see. If you're writing a video game, I recommend keeping a tab where players can reference all of their collected evidence. Part 3. Execution. In Danganronpa the video game, there are 2 phases during a murder mystery: investigation and trial. During investigation, the player must find all the evidence that will be used during trial. Without collecting all of them, the game will not progress. During the trial, the player will use their collected evidence and begin to break through contradictions to find the killer. If they are wrong, the game will not progress. In roleplay, the investigations take way longer than you would estimate. After all, players have to navigate from channel to channel and manually type in their questions to a moderator. And the trial, well, I've learned as a player and a writer that it is incredibly difficult to solve a mystery without guidance, especially in a Discord chat where too many people are speaking at once. Players can often tumble down rabbit holes of incorrect assumptions. After many long, draining trials, here's a summary of what I've learned about guiding players in interactive mystery solving. To run any mystery game, you have to be ready to give hints. Do this discreetly if you can. On Discord, private channels made for the characters specifically allow moderators to do just that. If a player is playing an intelligent character, give them something that their character will realize. If they're on the wrong track, sometimes even just saying, "that doesn't feel quite right to you," will save so much grief. Also, set milestones for your trial segments. When players are sitting down and discussing what they're going to do and who they should accuse, give players sets of questions to answer as an NPC or as the almighty storyteller. When they get it right, let them know so they do not loop back to arguing about the same point. Lastly, remove red herrings from your writing. You do not need to write them, your players will come up with them themselves. That concludes my tips about writing a murder mystery. I hope you can make some use of them. Write a murder dinner party, or run a small Discord-based whodunit for your friends. It's a more versatile platform than you might think. As for now, I will sit here with my pile of murderous teenagers that I've written and lie in wait until I can put them to good use.